Hi, Andrew Bell with you once again, and some more information out that adds to my discussions recently about the signs of a surge of population here on the Gold Coast, which of course is definitely feeding into the Gold Coast property market. Before we go on with more detail, I know from feedback how much people enjoy viewing exceptional properties when I'm providing my e-newsletter. So today I'm absolutely thrilled to be coming to you from 22 to 24 Admiralty Drive, Paradise Waters. This home truly ranks as one of the Gold Coast's most iconic homes. On 1,351 square metres of prime main river land with the prize 6-knot non-traffic waterway directly in front. And as you can see behind me, the breathtaking views into the heart of the city. It reminds us how central this home is, yet in this exclusive, very private and extremely quiet pocket. I'll let you have a look at more coverage of this home as I proceed with my report. The Australian Bureau of Statistics has just released some information showing the different growth centres throughout Australia. The Gold Coast is fueling a national population surge, massing enough new residences to fill Mermaid Beach every 6 months. The Gold Coast has welcomed twice as many people in the past 12 months than the also booming Sunshine Coast and outstripping Brisbane's growth rate. Pretty impressive. Social researcher Mark McCrindle said the Gold Coast was growing far more quickly than the breakneck national and state averages, up to 7 times faster in some suburbs. Now, you will remember a couple of months ago, I talked about the early signs of this population growth that was turning up in our rent roll, which would be one of the largest rent rolls, so it's a good barometer. Vacancy factor was now at under 1%, and it was not unusual for us to have as many as 60 people viewing an open home for any one rental property, depending on the area on the Gold Coast that the property was located in. Only 2 years ago, vacancy rates were around 3%. It was not unusual to only see a couple, at best, people turning up for an inspection. This significant turnaround in tenant demand was the early sign that there was a lot of migration occurring to the Gold Coast, off the back of our booming construction and tourism industries. And of course, in the lead up and anticipation of the upcoming Commonwealth Games. Growth is never uniform across the country or indeed across the city. For example, in the past 12 months, Australia has seen growth of 1.4%. The Greater Brisbane City has done better at 1.6%. Yet here on the Gold Coast, in areas such as Coomera, Willowvale, Pimpamar and so on, we've experienced growth of 5 to 7%. But this is not uniform across the entire Gold Coast and does vary from suburb to suburb. We have truly become the go-to place, and as a result, not only are we seeing interstate migration, that is, people coming from other parts of Australia to the Gold Coast, but there is a good deal of intrastate migration, where people from other parts of Queensland are moving to the Gold Coast. I'm suspecting off the back of Cyclone Debbie that we might see an increase in this area as well. Interestingly, and particularly for our prestige market, we're seeing a lot of people who had postponed retirement now seizing better economic times to retire, and as such moving to the Gold Coast, whilst others are simply capitalising on the huge price differences that have been achieved in Sydney and Melbourne to sell their high wealth homes in those areas and pick up some prized Gold Coast homes. As a result, over the past year, we've seen sales at 25 million, 20.6 million, 15 million, and a host of sales between 5 and 10 million. It's a huge vote of confidence in our city, and these homes are representing great value in the marketplace at present. The Gold Coast really has a lot going for it. It's a great place for young Australians, as it does have some of the most affordable home options in the country. But it's also the retirement capital for Australians. And so we have the full cross-section of community engagement. These are definitely interesting figures that are supporting this confidence that the Gold Coast is in the best position it has ever been in. And we all look forward to the benefits of that flowing through for years to come. Isn't this home in Admiralty Drive simply remarkable? In fact, it was the only home in Australia ever designed by the late Edward Larrabee Barnes, the legendary American architect. It has strong linear architecture that is functional, yet incredibly stylish. This massive parcel of land lends itself to a unique floor plan, which provides incredible separations of living to entertaining. And of course, a rare feature of Paradise Woods is its extremely large, almost park-like setting. I hope you've enjoyed this brief walkthrough 22 to 24 Admiralty Drive. For those who are truly looking for one of the Gold Coast's most amazing homes, do not fail to do a full private internal inspection to really see why this home stands above all others. Our Prestige agent, Robert Graham's contact details are shown on screen, and you can reach out to Robert by phone or email for further information. Also, do not forget to book your table for the Ray White Surfers Paradise Muscular Dystrophy Ball on the 9th of September. We only released the date 3 weeks ago, and already half the tables have been booked out. Details are also shown on screen now of Selena Carson's, our ball coordinator. Well, I'll be back with you in a fortnight's time. Stay safe till then.